The Los Angeles Lakers are the first ever NBA in-season tournament champions. Now that the tournament's over, let's talk about what I like, what I don't like, what I think the NBA can do better next year to have an even better tournament. Are American sports finally evolving into a more modern era, into kind of a European style way of doing sports? And at the end here, we're going to have a little bit of a conspiracy corner. Something last night just seemed a little too fishy. At first, let's start with the game last night. Lakers, Pacers, obviously the story of the tournament. They've been doing extremely well for themselves. Very young team going through the Bucks, going through the 76ers, going through the Celtics to make their way into the finals. Those are obviously the big three contenders in the East, so the Pacers really establishing themselves early on in the season here as a team to be reckoned with. But the Lakers, at the end of the day, they were far too good. LeBron came out fired up. AD had a Shaq-like performance. AR had his version of the flu game. It seemed like the Pacers were always within striking distance, but could never really get themselves there. I feel like their three-point shooting percentage last night really let them down. One of the best three-point shooting teams in the league, but last night it just wasn't there. Unfortunate. However, the Pacers still did end up with a $200,000 bonus for each of their players and people on the staff. I believe it's just coaches, maybe people on the staff. And the Lakers end up with $500,000. So shout out to the Lakers. And now let's talk about the tournament, because I'm a massive fan of the tournament. I know there's a lot of people out there that don't like the tournament. I am not one of them. I feel like it brings a lot more juice early on in the NBA season. It's kind of hard to watch 80-something games. You throw something on the line, you put a trophy on the line, you switch up the courts. It makes the fans more involved. I think it makes the players more involved. I love the courts. A lot of people don't. Adam Silver went on the Pat McAfee show. Shout out Pat McAfee. What? And he said that next year there's going to be even more customization to the courts, LV courts, sponsor courts. Like, imagine you pull up and it's just a full Supreme Court, kind of things that you can do on NBA 2K. I feel like it's going to be sick to see. One of the teams that already does this is the Nets. They're always switching up their court. They always have some cool looking courts. So I can't wait to see what they're going to do with that. I can't wait to see what the Pacers are now going to do, because the Pacers are going to be going all in on this tournament. You can trust and believe. The players bought in. It brought more excitement to the fans. I absolutely love the tournament. Shout out Adam Silver. I mean, he even talked about it on the Pat McAfee show. You look over at Europe, soccer mostly, biggest sport in the world. Everybody knows that. And the NBA is trying to adjust. Each different country in soccer has their own sort of in-season tournament, or cup as they call it. Like, you look at England, they've got the FA Cup, they've got the Carabao Cup. You look at Spain, they've got the Taça del Rey. You look at Italy, they have Coppa Italia. And usually, you get some cool stories along these cup games. You get a team from a second division, from a third division, coming to play a first division side, and they end up beating the first division side, and now their players have more exposure. They have more chatter. It brings more money to them. Usually, the first division side will go play at the third division team's home stadium, so it's going to bring in revenue to the third team. It helps everybody out, lifts everybody up. The first league players are playing against different kinds of players that they wouldn't be playing against, and sometimes they take it a little bit easy and they lose, and it makes for a good story. And for the most part, teams that are winning these big cups, sometimes, yes, they are the big team, because obviously that might happen, but sometimes you get a team that wasn't even competing for the whole championship that wins the cup, and it makes for a beautiful story. So I think that the NBA in-season tournament needs to add the G League teams to the in-season tournament and have all of these games be played at wherever the G League team plays. Can you imagine LeBron going to play in Maine against the Maine Celtics? And can you imagine the upset and the roar and it would just be beautiful. You can get these other G League players a little bit more time in the spotlight, a little bit more media coverage, and maybe they get brought up to an NBA player, to an NBA team. I mean, just look at Mac when he won the dunk contest. He got a lot more buzz. I'm sure he got some more money in his pockets from ad revenues and stuff like that. So I think that you need to add G League teams, get a Cinderella story in here. And if you have a conflict of interest of what if the G League team plays the NBA team, just pair up the East with the West. Easy fix there. Another massive thing that I enjoyed. One of the most beautiful things to see last night. I've been calling for this for a long time. Why is it that in American sports, when somebody wins a Super Bowl or the World Series or the Larry O'Brien, why do you hand the trophy off to the owner or to the GM? The players fought for the trophy. They won the trophy. Let the captain go grab it, bring it to the team, and they celebrate together. The owner, the GM, they can watch. They can take pictures with the trophy later. I feel like it's one of the beautiful things in soccer when the captain goes, grabs it, brings it to the team. It's beautiful. And last night, LeBron going down, grabbing the in-season tournament cup, bringing it to the team. I feel like it just looks so much better than handing it off to a GM and then a GM passing it around. That was something that I enjoyed. So the tournament, bring the G League team in. You're already letting the players grab the trophy. I love kind of the European influence coming into the NBA, especially because so many guys from Europe are coming to the NBA. Bring some of that culture. You see the culture mixing. It's the beautiful part of the sport, and I absolutely loved it. Great job, Adam Silver, with this tournament. Make it even better next year. Add the G League. And now we've got the blue lights shining down, which can only mean one thing. We are officially in the conspiracy corner, and I hate to be that guy, but question everything you see. LeBron, the Lakers, they had to win the first NBA in-season tournament. The in-season tournament, it's new. How do you give it some juice? How do you give it some validity in the league, validity around the world, on Instagram, on everything? You have your biggest star win it. And last night, again, I think the Lakers are better than the Pacers, but with 6 minutes left in the game, the Pacers are down 4. They're clawing back. They're trying their hardest for that $500K. Then you start seeing a little bit of some questionable calls going the Lakers' way that weren't going their way earlier in the game. And I don't want to say anything, but LeBron, he needed to win MVP. He needed to win the NBA in-season tournament. I wouldn't even be surprised if from now on, or once LeBron retires, this will be called the LeBron James in-season tournament, or it's going to be the LeBron James in-season tournament MVP trophy. Something of that name is going to be, his name is going to be attached to this forever, obviously in the history books, but they're also going to attach it to the trophy in some way. It gives it ultimate validity. You look at Spain, their cup, their in-season tournament is called Taça del Rey, which means the King's Cup. You can already see a beautiful connection right there. LeBron had to win it. I personally don't think that LeBron deserved the MVP. I think if it's an MVP for the whole tournament, I think it's got to be Halliburton. And I think if it's an MVP just for the final, it's got to be AD. But again, I can see why they want LeBron to win it. I can see why he has to win it. And then just a couple of words between Adam Silver and LeBron just kind of seemed a little fishy. Adam Silver, he's presenting the MVP trophy to LeBron, and he says, "I'm sorry that it doesn't come with a franchise." And in my mind, that automatically brought me over to Lionel Messi. I mean, he obviously just came over to the MLS. He gets offered this massive contract. A clause in his contract is that he is allowed to, or he is given a franchise by the MLS. So obviously they do have some sort of talk, some chatter. You look at the Leagues Cup that was made just this year, and Messi comes in, automatically wins it. You see how everything goes crazy. You see Messi with a trophy in the US. Same year, they go out, they make this NBA in-season tournament, they make LeBron win it, and then LeBron was talking about, oh, the rookies, they were asking me, oh, when does our $500,000 bonus come in? And he said, oh, I don't know, I do know, but we're not going to tell them. They had a little bit of talks behind the stage. He was saying when our fans get disengaged, I felt like it was my responsibility to come out here and bring them all back into the sport. Obviously, everybody's posting about it on Instagram and Twitter and everything, and that's the conspiracy corner. Obviously, we all know it was made for LeBron. LeBron had to win it, but nonetheless, let me show you the highlight of the night, and for this reason alone, LeBron not only deserved to win the trophy, but he deserved to win the MVP. Let's take a look at this. Alright, so right here, we're going to see LeBron gets handed a championship hat. You look back, everything's all normal, and then LeBron just chucks the hat. He just throws it back there. For a second, I was watching this live on TV. I was like, damn, LeBron really does not want that hat. Focus yourself right here. You can't even see him. You can't even see him. No idea. No look pass. He's just tossing that hat back. And where does it end up? Perfectly in the chest of Anthony Davis. This is the best pass that LeBron had all night. The best pass in the NBA this season. Could MJ do this? I don't think so. LeBron James, you deserve the trophy. And you deserve the MVP for this alone. Beautifully in the breadbasket, Anthony Davis. Oh my God. And then he goes and gets one for himself. What a guy, LeBron James. And that's it. And that's all for the first NBA in-season tournament. Absolutely loved it. I love the fact that the NBA is evolving. I love the fact that they're trying new things. I'd like to see some sort of stuff like this happen in the NFL, in the MLB, all over the place. I think this was good for the sport. I think now we're going from here. We've got Christmas games, then we've got the All-Star break, and then stuff starts heating up. So I think this made the NBA season a lot better this year. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Do we add G League teams? Do we not? How would you guys switch up the tournament? What do you guys think of the tournament? As always, make sure to hit the sub button. Make sure to like. We're on the road to 200 subscribers. I appreciate each and every single one of you guys. All my links are also down below. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, everything. Follow me. We're out of here. Bye. Peace.